6:22 and it's Tuesday, April the 2nd. Yes, so I had a nice, pleasant morning, a less than pleasant afternoon, and I'm just sitting down after supper and I'm looking at my journals that I got today. So a few people had journals to hand in. Well, everyone has journals to hand in, but a few people handed them in. And their journal entry for this week, for last week, was supposed to be write a profile of an outstanding Canadian. Yes, last week we had done some work on various outstanding Canadians. We listened to the eulogy for Pierre Elliott Trudeau, which was given by his son Justin Trudeau, and we read some other accounts of various outstanding Canadians. So I asked them, do some research over the weekend and write about an outstanding Canadian. So I was excited when I got this one from my best writer, thinking, since my supervisor has asked me to provide her with some writing samples, I would use this exercise, writing about an outstanding Canadian, as writing samples. What do I read? Well, some really good English. And I thought, at first I was excited. This is fantastic. I'll be able to use it as a sample. And I thought, there's nothing for me to correct here. I thought, this is not believable. So I started Googling various articles on the internet about this particular Canadian. So I guess I didn't make it clear that they were not to, I thought that I had made it clear that this was their writing that was supposed to be showing up. But I'm very tactfully saying that if you want to use this, it needs to be cited. And that's not really, now I realize, plagiarism. And I will write that a journal is not a place to be doing any kind of citing, because that's other people's writing and I want your writing. Not your, this isn't an essay, this is you're writing about an outstanding Canadian in your own words. So yeah, there we go. I just answered my own question. Mistake. She did not misunderstand. She merely forgot that she was writing a journal and not a research project. So yes, she was supposed to research, but then write in her own words. I hope this was an error on her part. We'll see what it's like when it comes to her husband. Well, they usually don't, work together on anything, so I don't think that he will have done the same thing. Maybe. Yeah, I think they both just went to a site and wrote it word for word. Listen, guys, not the way to do it. Next person. Not related. So I imagine that. She did not do that particular assignment. Okay. She hasn't done that one. She did something different. And she has done Bethune. Yes, she has done what I asked for. She is from China. She loves Norman Bethune. She respects him, and she's going to be my example. She will be a good example of a certain CLB level. She knew him. Maybe she meant she heard about him. She knew him? She knew him? She didn't really know him. I think she's not that old. Yes, she read his stories in the textbook of primary school. Wonderful. A Chinese person writing about someone loved in China, a Canadian loved in China. Great. Okay, there you go. Yes, I will have to discuss this plagiarism issue with the class again. What does it mean to plagiarize? I will have to give an example of how not to plagiarize. How to write in your own words. Close, but in your own words. Yeah. Otherwise, if you go on to further education, you'll get into real trouble. Not just Monica trouble. Monica's going to give you a little trouble, but not as much trouble as you will get into if you do this in college or university. Go Bob.